So this past week at my internship, similar to the previous weeks, we've been doing planning for the Cougar Premiere, which is an open house for high achieving high school seniors. This past week, since the event is actually going to occur next Friday, so we're getting very close. This past week we've been having a lot of meetings just to make sure that we're all doing our part to make sure that the actual event will be successful. So basically we meet with each other just to touch base, make sure that all the tasks that are assigned are being completed by the completion dates. This past week I was in charge of sending out a confirmation email to all of the students who had RSVP'd up until that point. So I sent that confirmation email, I drafted the confirmation email last week and then sent it out on Monday, July 21st of this week. It was just an email touching base with the students, telling them, this is the check-in time. You need to be at the school by this time, and it gave directions to parents on how to get there. And just telling them to dress appropriately, prepare them for the actual event. So I'm going to send out another confirmation email on the 28th. At the date that I sent out the email, we had 86 confirmed guests, so we're pretty excited about the turnout. About half of those are students, the other are guests. So it's a pretty large group. I honestly wasn't expecting as many people to RSVP as they did. We wanted to, last year's event brought in 150 guests, so we're pretty close to meeting the same amount of students as last year, because we're still giving students the time or the chance to RSVP for the event. We anticipate that a lot of the students will wait until closer to the deadline to RSVP. Also this week I made changes to the admissions presentation. When the students are coming in and they're checking in and eating their little continental breakfast, we'll have an admissions presentation playing in the background for them to look at, important things about U of H, stats and figures about the previous incoming classes and things like that. That was actually very informative and very interesting, because I got to learn a lot about the demographics of last year's incoming freshman class, which I honestly didn't know a lot of the things that I had to update the presentation with. Along with the admissions presentation and the confirmation emails, I've also been creating staff schedules so that everyone knows exactly where they're supposed to be at any particular time in the event, or knows where to find other people, also to know what tasks that they'll be doing. I also updated the student agenda, which will be the one that the students see. It's not as detailed as the staff schedule, but I had to update that. We've been making changes with the schedules. I've also had to email housing and make sure that our housing tours are booked. That's kind of been one of the only challenges I've had, because the housing department hasn't been getting back with me. So I've really had to kind of bug them, which is outside of my character. I'm usually one to, ask something once and then just wait, and if it doesn't happen, find another way. So that's been interesting this week, having to stay on the housing people to try to get information. I finally ended up calling them, and they told us that that the changes had been made, and they just hadn't told us about it, which is kind of unsettling, because I like to have everything I like to have everything documented. So I asked them to send me an email of the confirmation, and they never did. But hopefully, I'm kind of anxious about that, but hopefully it'll all go smoothly come the day of the event. Other than that, I mean, that's really the most of what I've been doing. Is just a lot of just checking schedules, checking things that have already been done to make sure that they are going to run smoothly. I am now at 111 hours, so I have 39 hours left. I am scheduled to complete my internship by August 4th or 5th. So that day I'll probably do, since that's the event is on the 1st, and then that's the following Monday. I'll probably be working on sending out evaluation emails and just doing cleanup stuff with the internship. So I'm excited that the event is drawing closer, but I'm also kind of bummed out that the internship is almost over. I've had a very good time working with my coworkers on another level, like not as a student worker, but also as partnering with them to make sure that an event is running smoothly and planning this event. So I guess I will talk to you guys next week about the actual event. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, there's not much of anything else going on. So I guess I'll talk to you guys next week.